many friends in China have been asking me or have been making the comment that when you compare the relative performance by the Asia market in China and the U.S. stock market, the U.S. market is down about 35%, and the Chinese Asia market is down by almost by less than 10%. So they say that now people should invest more in the Asia market rather than in the U.S. market. But I think one has to be really careful because the Shanghai Composite Index consists of 300 listed companies, and those companies' stock prices have been the main target of government organized efforts to buy shares to push up the share prices. So to make a long story short, we are kind of facing a situation where the Asia market should have been down maybe 20% or more, but instead has been only down by 10% or 9%. On the other hand, the US stock market maybe should have been down by 15 or 20%. Instead, because of the panic, it's actually down by 35%. So as a value investor, which market is more attractive to you? Should you invest in the US market because it's down by much more than justified? Or should you invest in the Asia market where the decline so far is much, much less than what it should be? For value investors, the choice is obvious. You want to go invest in a market where there's too much excessive decline due to the panic behavior, and avoid stocks whose prices are artificially inflated through government interventions. So here is actually a good time to remember some of the teachings or advice by Warren Buffett. I really like one of his pieces of advice, that is, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. So what this means is that as an investor, you don't want to buy when everyone is very optimistic and very greedy, buying a lot. You should stay away. You should be fearful. But on the other hand, when everyone else is panicking, is very fearful, and dumps whatever they have in their portfolio, that's when you want to be greedy. You want to buy, right? So I know I should not give any stock advice here, but what I'm trying to say is the stock market in the US may not be at the bottom yet. It may still have some downside to go. But at least compared to 35% ago, we are now much closer to the bottom. So if you're a long-term investor, then you might think about what Warren Buffett has been saying for many years. Be greedy when others are fearful. As someone who has studied stock markets for many decades, I can say that normally when everything is normal, everything is smooth, it's very tough to make 20% or 30% a year. But when we're in a situation where people are just so panicky, and as if there's no future anymore, that's when good investment opportunities really exist. If you know how to make the right selections of good investment, good companies versus